I'm Pavan, four-time Madden champion with over 300K in earnings. In this video, you'll be learning how I personally like to run the man coverage defense in Madden 25, some of my do's and don'ts while running this coverage, and overall the chess match, how to mix in your coverages, the disguise zones, disguise your blitzes, all that good stuff in this video. Let's get into it right now. So recently I've been running a lot of man coverage defense. As someone who's been running zone cover 4 a lot this year, I'm just tired of it. I want to mix it up, and I found this cover 2 man really good. If you play Ultimate Team, you can have these really great corners with high speed, high man press. If you play Regs or CFM, I'm sure you're going to be able to find some success running man coverage as well, right? Run a team like the Eagles. They have amazing corners, great man press corners. The Chiefs do as well, and the Ravens, right? You're going to have a lot of success if you run some of those teams for the scheme. So yeah, unfortunately, you're going to need some corners that are really good in ratings. But once you do find those corners, you'll be good. When running man press, I like my auto flip off, and I like to have my man align alignment on, right? We've seen default baseline man align. For man coverage, I like this cover 2 man align feature. And the thing is, you could do it out of any defense, right? I like dime 3-2 personally, which is found in Texans playbook. I like this variant because there's blitz threats and you get really good sheds out of the 3-2. But if you want to run something like 3 cub, 3-3 normal, or over, whatever it may be, all the power to you. So when it come on the defense, cover 2 man or cover 1 robber press, I like cover 2 man because this gives you a lot of versatility, and we're just gonna go against a random play. So you're gonna notice, right, we have 3 DBs on the side of the man of the receivers, right? And with this, you could do a lot of things, right? You could do the dollar engage loop, where you're just gonna line up here. We're gonna call hike. We're gonna get that pressure, and everyone is strapped, right? We did have R1 open with the switch stick. You're gonna be able to take away all these routes that end up breaking open. So I really love this defense. Like I said, you could do a lot out of it. For example, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna run this loop now, right? And it's the same thing. We're in man. We press. You could show blitz as well. Show blitz gets your safeties in these nice spots to where instead they're more inside, they're more outside, right? They're playing corner outs better. They're playing the sidelines better. This is going to give up the middle of the field. So if you run this defense, be sure to run in this middle spot. And the thing is, in this man coverage defense, I mix it up, right? I run zone, I run match, I run a lot of things. When you get to that level, you will be able to mix and match these coverages, and you'll find a lot of success. When I get in my in-game example, you'll see what I do at the highest of levels. But like I said, you mix up these 2 things, the dollar engage, just a little loop. You're going to get some nice pressure, good sheds, and the man coverage is phenomenal, right? You mix your shades up. Right here, like I said, I didn't shade at all. And, some things are going to be open, right? Obviously, this got open. But the thing is, this is where the chess match comes into play. Let's just say someone is running, return routes or zig routes over and over again. We could disguise our look, right? Since I'm in a cover 2 man look, you could really watch. I'm going to make this cover 2 man into a cover 2 or a cover 3, right? And this is where the highest level players are getting their stops, right? So now the same return route that, it looks like it's man. Okay, I'm going to run the return route and it should be open, right? It's just not open at all, right? We have a zone there. You just can't throw it. And this is why, I'm running man coverage, but I'm also disguising it. And we're still getting heavy pressure. And this is why the man coverage defense is so good. The easiest coverage to run, if you're a beginning level player, highly suggest running a little bit of man coverage. The do's and don'ts of man coverage, right? So let's break this down really quickly. If you're running man coverage, your DBs are playing underneath, right? So what you do want to do is you want to keep your safeties high. You want to keep them in these 2 deep zones, or you can mix it quarters, really great. They play the inside more, right? If someone's in a look like this where they don't have any outside threat, go ahead and mix a quarter up. That's going to be a really great thing to do. You could always do thirds, right? But if I do a third right here, I have to watch out for Kelsey. So understand, when you're in 2-man press, your guys are playing underneath. They're playing shallow. They're playing very aggressive. They are going to get burnt deep if you don't have safety help. So that's what you do. You keep your quarters, you keep your deep pass. What you don't do is, I don't mind going to purple right here, right? But you got to have someone in the back. So if you do purple, do something like this, right? You don't want to get burnt deep ever, right? You have to have someone coming over and backing up your purple, right? So don't just run 2 purples cover zero, you're going to get burnt for touchdown in the two-man press, right? You could maybe do this if you're backed off and you're shaded up, but if you're in the two-man press, do not do this. You will give up touchdowns. Another don't. Do not just send three every play, right? I know a lot of people in man coverage defense, they just like to sit here and they just like to let their defense just do everything. When you send three, you're going to have all day. For example, look how much time I have right now because I sent three. Do not send three by any means. You're going to give your opponent all the time in the world and have those broken plays, those bounce back routes. They're going to make you just completely crash out. Do not send three. What you do want to do instead is, like I said, you could disguise your looks. You could run some type of loop or some type of disengage. Sending four, we're going to do the same thing, and we are going to get a coverage sack. Sending four, not much is open in the man press defense, and that's what you do want to do instead of just sending three every play. And the last do or don't. What you don't want to do is, like I said, if you're having a lot of success running this two-man press every play, good job. Keep doing it. But what I would suggest doing is mixing it up. You don't want to be in this coverage every play, especially when you get to the red zone or, you don't want to be in like two-man every play of the game, right? There's no chess match behind that. You're just brainlessly running the same coverage over and over again. Your opponent, if they're good enough, will adapt and they will adjust. You have to adjust with them. This is where the chess match comes into play. For example, I showed you already, if someone runs a return route, we're going to want to run like a cover two, right? And the examples vary on and on and on, right? You don't want to sit in cover two press all game long. You do want to mix it up, right? In the same look, we're making a cover two press look like a cover three. We're doing a bunch of things. You're just playing chess, right? If your opponent's spamming corner routes, go ahead and put a cloud flat and 30 depth, or, go ahead and shade outside. That's chess, right? All these things matter. They will get you stops, and that's what Madden is at the end of the day. You adapt to what your opponent's calling. The more times you see a play, the more times you should be able to stop it. And you should never lose to people spamming the same plays over and over again. Now to my in-game example. So right here, I am playing someone running a doubles. Man press is really going to excel when it's spaced out, right? For example, you're going to see right here, we have one guy here, two guy here, and then there's 3, 4, and 5. Man press is going to struggle a lot more versus bunch set because they have 3 on one side, and those 3 receivers can bump and pretty much create space for each other. Zig routes, they complement each other so well. I like man press a lot versus double sets. You're going to see right here, we're going to absolutely cage my opponent. So we are in the dollar. The premise of this defense, as you've seen, we're going to get this guy trying to come in free from this angle or from this angle, right? On the back end, we are running man press. But the thing is, we're not completely running man press. You're going to see we do a lot of adjustments. Right here, for example, we're just running a cloud flat, right? And then on this end, we're manning up the tight end, right? And then we have a deep blue. So you see we're doing a lot. And then obviously on the back end, we have a hook right here. Should have made that yellow. But we have a hook right here. And then you see, this side is bracketed with a deep blue. I know it doesn't show, but that's what it is, right? That way we're not going to be able to get burnt deep here or up here because we have a deep half to help us out with those spaces as well. So in this look, I could already tell you what's going to be open, right? If you run a zig route, might be open, but the thing is my user is in this area, so I could go ahead and run to the left. Man coverage, you see my press is inside, right? So he can maybe hit me with a speed out. So you just read the cornerbacks, read the alignment, and base your routes off that. So maybe if he hit me with a fade route right here, might have been open because you see my safety's here. He might have a little trouble going back all the way over there. So that's just what it is off the pre-play. But let's get into the gameplay now. You can see he ends up flipping. That's another thing I should have mentioned. You might struggle a little bit if running man press. People are going to flip, motion, auto motion, all that type of stuff. It's going to give you a little bit of trouble. So make sure you practice and you play and you'll be good because at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter the most is the repetition. See right here, once more, we're trying to get this pressure on the inside. And last second, I manned up my tight end or his tight end with my slot receiver. So right now, this receiver has a lot of field. He could go right or he could go left. No one is manned up on him necessarily. Or, he could just sit in the middle on a curl route. But, my user is supposed to be in that area. On the backside, I got 2 people manned up, I think. I think I manned him up. This might be zone, but we'll see what it ends up playing out as. You're going to notice we don't actually get pressure. He had the zig route, but you notice how I ran over there. The man coverage, everything was caged. And here's the last thing I got to bring up. When you're running man press, if you're sending 3 or 4 players, you might have to spies once in a while because the QB rush lanes are wide open versus man coverage. If you think about it, everyone's got their back turned. They're guarding the receiver. The scramble is free a lot of the times. Right here, my opponent misses his read. He has this drag underneath. These drags will cook you in man press. But on the back end, I ran a cover 2, right? And he could have thrown this flat, but, I don't know if he's the most elite player. He had this zig route right here, but I switched it onto him, right? And I might just cut this off right here if he throws it. The back end, this post is not going to be open because of 2-man press. I got 1 safety here, 1 safety there. And, by that look, I trust my defense, right? I have a good switch stick. He ends up hitting the flat. Good read right there. We actually get a hit. But if they're getting 3 yards on a flat, you take that any day of the week. Because, we have abilities such as flat zone KO, mid zone KO, all that type of stuff. You could get those knockouts with that. So once more, we're in this man press defense. We're just, shading underneath, mixing and matching, right? I'm not running stock man every play. If you run stock man every play, you're going to get, dotted. You got to mix it up, right? You see I'm mixing it up. And there's nothing open, right? He has this flat right here. I'm giving him these flats, right? If he wants to take them, he could take them. This guy's in a cloud, right? I could have hard flatted that, but if I hard flatted that, this whole space would have been open right there. So I'm liking this defense. On the back end, this guy is going to get pressed in. I'm guarding the drag by myself. The tight end is bagged. This guy is bagged. This is great defense. I just had to have a good user, and once more, the rush lane is open. So, we're going to start to adjust for that. You're going to see what we do to make adjustments on that. That's what it is. It's ongoing chess. I kept putting my DT in the zone. We're going to spy him now. We are going to spy him. You see right here, we spy our DT. Once more, man press on the back end. One guy here, pressed up. One guy here, pressed up. This guy's a little shallow, so, he could hit us over here, could hit us over here. It's a little scary. I should have moved my safety back, but, I'm liking the defense so far. And you're going to see we have our DT in our spy, cloud flat, and a vert hook on the left to kind of stop any type of short patterns. Corner route would be open here, but that's what we have a switch stick for. And then we have a mid read as well. You see our mid read, just going to take away this space right here. Once I switch stick, it's going to go back to this post or whatever it might be over there. And yeah, you're going to see we're going to start to play really good defense with the spy. And he's going very basic patterns, right? Switch stick, look at the spy. It does really well. And I want you to pay attention because he, like I said, he actually had a few things open. So for one, he had this inside seam, right? It might be there late, but since this guy's here, he can't really throw it. But you're going to see he does have it late. He goes with the fade up here, and then he goes with a deep fade over there. Pretty much this defender has to kind of choose who he wants to guard. On the back end, he goes a drag, and then he goes a post. It's a pretty nice combo, right? But this time we have the spy. We have the spy, and you're going to see he does really well. He could have thrown this. I switched it onto the post. I switched it onto the fade. Take away his primary reads. He could have thrown the inside fade, inside streak, had he waited, had he actually eyed it down. But for whatever reason, he didn't do that. He was probably more tunnel vision on scoring or running around in the pocket. Once more, I put contains on the field now. You're going to see we have contains. And here's this quarter in play, right? Because on the last play, what did he do? He went with a post this way. My deep half over here isn't going to play a post to the inside. So what I go with is inside quarter, right? Inside quarter is going to be a better switch stick option. He's going to jump more inside. I could have went with an inside third, but I still want this guy to be kind of here. Because if he goes somewhere up here, I got to be able to switch stick onto this defender and take away either the left or the right, the inside or the outside. So that's what my thought process is on this play. This is all out man. You see right here, I'm running all out man. You see how I'm mixing it up so well. And I know what I want to do. He goes inside, so I go on the quarter, and I take away this post for a second, and then I jump out because I know, okay, I'm shaded underneath. If he has a wheel route right here, I got to be able to take it away because the wheel routes do cook man. And the inside, he has this drag. He keeps missing his drags, right? If I went with a cover 2 on the right, that would have been great defense. But, I end up messing up. He has that drag. He doesn't throw it, get coverage, almost a coverage sack. So this man coverage defense, if you mix it in matches, you're going to see I'm actually enjoying playing defense for once in Madden 25. How hard is that to say, right? I usually don't enjoy playing defense in this game, but right now I'm mixing and matching. I'm playing great defense. I'm doing a lot of adjusting. You see right here, this is probably my favorite set of downs, right? So I go with a cover 3 with 2 guys manned up. So this is where I'm really excelling in. I'm predicting plays, right? I'm predicting he's gonna go some type of corner route to the sideline. I'm gonna run to the right here, take away everything. I'm gonna switch stick onto this guy right here and take away this whole quadrant of the field if I need to. I could have done a little bit better with my man ups, but you're gonna see what ends up happening on this play. He's gonna motion someone out, right? And then a lot of last second adjustments happen. So you see I have 2 guys manned up on the same guy. I have to quickly readjust that. You see 2 guys on 1 guy right here. And you never want that. So I quickly at the last second man up this guy to the tight end, and then I keep my deep blue out there. And then I'm predicting a switch, a speed out, because he's been calling a lot of like this running back motioned out on a speed out, double streaks, maybe it like underneath route right here. But I have guys manned up. I have the back end in a hook curl. So, if anything comes across underneath, I have this hook curl right here. It's just phenomenal defense in my opinion, right? I'm playing really good defense. And I want you to pay attention to one thing specifically. I want you to pay attention to what happens over here. I know these 2 guys are manned up right here, so I could take the gamble. I could take the switch stick. And I know he's going to call a speed out because that's what he's been calling all game. He goes with a zig route. He goes with the post. He chucks the post. I switch stick a couple times, and we get the stop. So that's how you run man coverage defense. You got to run man press. You got to disguise it. You can't run the same man press over and over and over. Once you start disguising looks, running match, running a little bit of zone, that's when you playing at the highest of levels on defense in Madden 25. If you're a beginning level player, start off slow, run a lot of man coverage, then slowly transition 1 zone per play, 2 zone per play. Keep your 2 deep halves up top so you don't get burnt deep. You'll find a lot of success in this defense. If you enjoyed this video, give me 50 likes and we'll make a part 2 to this version. Go check out Madden Academy now. Master the mental chess match course you see right here. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing chess. I'm predicting my opponent's plays, filling up the spaces on the field with the correct zones and the correct man ups and all that good stuff. We have a free mental chess match course, master in less than 90 days. Go check out Madden Academy now to learn the real true skills of Madden. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.